Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, July 3rd, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Kansas City Royals versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 4 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Thursday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left is shortstop stud Bobby Witt Jr. And on the right, our center fielder star, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Kansas City Royals. Leading off for the Royals at second base, Jonathan India. Batting second, playing shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third, playing first base, Vinny Pasquantino. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman, Michael Garcia. Batting fifth for the Royals, catching today, Salvador Perez. Batting sixth, playing right field, John Rave. Batting seventh, playing left field, Nick Lofton. Batting eighth, DHing today, Freddie Fermin. And batting ninth, playing center field, Kyle Isbell. And on the mound for the Royals with a 5-5 record and ERA of 2.74, it is Seth Lugo. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, DHing today for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting sixth, playing first base, Luke Raley. Batting seventh, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing third base, Ben Williamson. And batting ninth, playing second base, Cole Young. And on the mound for the Mariners, welcome back, fresh from the Tacoma Rainiers, 3-2 record, an ERA of 3.38. We should have never sent him down. I would rather have him than Emerson Hancock on the daily. Let's go, Logan Evans. Let's go, baby. And we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 100 overall on the likes, and 100 on the dono train. Let's go, baby. Cole in the building, what's good? Daniel in the building, what's good? Jerry in the building, what's good? And I decided to farm up a new image there of Julio. We have another new image to use on the thumbnails. This one came out really well, and I'm definitely excited about this matchup today. We win here today. We win 3 games out of 4, and then we got a 3-game set with the Pirates with Skeens and Kirby on Sunday. And obviously the Brian Wu start that was supposed to happen today gets pushed into tomorrow, and I'm very excited. So that way I actually get to see Brian Wu in person for the very first time with my best friend Justin. 4th of July tomorrow. You know, we both have seen, Luis Castillo a couple times. We've never seen Wu, and definitely excited about the opportunity with Logan Evans here today, as well as Brian Wu on the bump tomorrow. And hopefully we get a solid 6 innings out of Logan Evans. Leading off, second baseman Jonathan India. On deck, Bobby Witt Jr. And batting third, Vinny Pasquantino. First pitch to Jonathan India. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, Logan. We need a strong performance today, baby. Bring that electricity, baby. Oh, 1 pitch. Takes another strike looking right down the middle. Emerson Hancock could only dream of starting off with an 0-2 count. And again, we haven't seen Logan, it feels like, in months. And, you know, again, we haven't really had good juju since we sent him down. You never, ever send a player down to AAA when he played well. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and a first punch out for Logan Evans. My boy, there we go, baby. Cole with a tour to get us started. And nice job by Logan Evans on getting a punch out on 3 pitches. Love it. Next up is Bobby Witt Jr. First pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle with the cutter, 0-1 count. Man, Logan is locked in early. And for a guy that's been in AAA for quite a long time since we sent him down, which we should have never have. We should have stuck with him over Hancock. But sometimes you got to go through the ups and the downs and, you know, learn from your mistakes. And again, if you asked most Mariner fans, who would they choose today between the two? I think 99.9% would say Logan Evans. No disrespect to Emerson Hancock, but, you know, to me, he's more of like a emergency pitcher or AAA. I think Logan is the real deal. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Bobby Witt Jr. Cole with the tour. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 2:98 to go to hit the goal. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or two in between the commercial breaks, and I got you. Two-one pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Bobby Witt Jr. AM in the building. What's good? Son of God, I don't know about being a future all-star. That might be a little bit of a stretch, you know, but again, I think he could be a solid piece to our starting 5. And again, I don't think he would be the worst guy, you know, out of the starting 5. I actually like Logan Evans more than Luis Castillo and Emerson Hancock. So I wouldn't probably put Evans over, you know, obviously Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu. Now, if we're talking about the George Kirby from this year, you could maybe even say Logan is better than George Kirby more times than not. So maybe Logan Evans could be 3rd, Kirby 4th, Castillo 5th. You know, in the rotation, Gilbert 1, Wu 2, Logan Evans 3, Kirby 4 until he gets consistent, and then Luis Castillo. But we'll see where it goes. Pasquantino, and he grounds out to second on the first pitch, throw to first, and that is an easy 1, 2, 3 inning there for Logan Evans. Beautiful start. I mean, it's not like you know, Emerson Hancock is bad, but if you just watch him, you know, he doesn't really have the same aura or swagger or vibe, you know, compared to Logan with the, you know, overall goggles and the vibe and the look. And, you know, if you're looking at who can actually hit the strike zone and who's got more confidence in their game. And I know Emerson Hancock is a former 1st-round pick, but to me, you know, he's not even close to on the Luis Castillo level, and that might be our worst starter. And again, Kirby has been hit or miss since, you know, missing the first 50-plus games with shoulder inflammation. But, you know, I feel as far as like swagger and confidence, as far as right now, I mean, I think I would go Logan Gilbert 1, Brian Wu 2, and I think I would probably go Logan Evans 3, even though he's been in AAA. They should have never sent him down. Then George Kirby, but once George Kirby ends up being consistent, then he'll surpass Evans in my, you know, kind of way of thinking. And then 5th, I would go Luis Castillo. And again, Emerson is a guy that I feel that we should only use if there's an injury, you know, but he's more of a AAA pitcher in my opinion at this point, but I'm glad that we have him just in case. But remember, we also have Bryce Miller, who should be due back in a couple weeks. And then that will, you know, make it a little bit of a log jam with, you know, 7 different potential pitchers with only 5 spots. But Bryce has been injured all year, and I don't know if it's a wasted year for him or not, but hopefully he'll be able to get back on track. Cole in the building, Jerry in the building, AM in the building, Son of God in the building. What's good? Let's go, baby. And on the mound for the Royals with a 5-5 record, ERA of 2.74 is Seth Lugo. First pitch to J.P. Crawford from Lugo. Takes a strike looking, low and away with the sinker. 89 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And we definitely need J.P. to start off hot. And again, if he can get a base hit in his first at-bat or his second at-bat, or both, it really does set the tone for us. You know, when he goes 0 for 2 to start off the game, we usually struggle. But if he can get a hit, you know, within the first 2 at-bats, that definitely sets the tone for us. 0-2 pitch. And that is low and away, fouled off with the changeup. Nice souvenir for that fan there. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. We're in the bottom of the first, 0-0 Royals and Mariners. And again, Logan Evans got the call up early this afternoon, which pushes the Brian Wu start that was supposed to happen today to tomorrow. And I like that because, again, I'm going to the game tomorrow, and I wouldn't have really minded if it was Luis Castillo again, even though I've seen him a couple times, but I've never seen Wu. My best friend Justin has never seen Wu, and it all falls into place tomorrow, and hopefully we get the dub. 0-2 pitch, and Crawford grounds out to second, throw to first, 1 away. No hit there on the first at-bat, but hopefully JP will go 1 for 2 in his second at-bat. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. First pitch, high and inside with the 4-seam fastball. Good plate discipline there by Julio by not swinging. 1-0 count. And again, you know, we were having a long, Julio conversation where, a lot of us are a little disappointed in his plate discipline and his results in the box. But for every time that we end up getting on Julio and complaining, that he leaves bases loaded, stranded, or he leaves guys on, eventually, he'll end up being a hero. And he was yesterday. It might have taken his third at bat to finally get that RBI, but we were sitting at 1-0 for 6 innings. And there's been many times where Julio could have in the past maybe choked and not give us really anything in the entire day. So again, we're not going to be able to compare Julio and Cal on the same level. But as long as Julio is productive, offensive and defensively, to the best of his ability, even if that means he only goes 1 for 4 sometimes, or, maybe 1 for 5, as long as that one hit is a home run or a big RBI, that might be good enough for us to win. 1-2 pitch. And pitches low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Lugo to Julio. And when's the last time you've seen Julio go 5 pitches in his first at-bat? It's been a minute. Normally swinging at those first couple pitches and either popping up, grounding out, or striking out. So let's see if he can work the count here a little bit more. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. Let's go, Julio. 2-2 pitch. Low and away with the changeup, 85 miles an hour by Seth Lugo. Count is full. When's the last time you've seen Julio with a full count with his first at-bat? It's been a minute. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. And hopefully he'll take the walk if it's there. And just as I say that, good eye, Julio. There we go, baby. All you got to do is just believe in your abilities and know your identity. And nice job by Julio by not striking out at some garbage. Great job, Julio. And again, we're going to praise Julio when he does well, but we're also going to get on him when he's, obviously struggling. But today, so far, so good. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I don't know how the hell we won yesterday without Cal, but we're going to need Cal to hopefully go yard today. He's at home run number 33. Judge and Ohtani coming into today, we're at 30. And again, they're creeping on Cal, and hopefully Cal can homer here early, and we'll be up 2-0. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, Cal. Bring that electricity, baby. Starting catcher in the All-Star game in 2025. They released the jerseys for the American League and National League. And again, ugly as hell. Every single year they make these new jerseys that look terrible. Again, I know they're greedy and they want to make money off like the 10 fans that actually might buy one in the stadium or at home. But let them wear their home and road jerseys like they used to. Yeah, you may not make any extra additional money off the jerseys, but at least it'll be a better look for the fans. Lately, whoever is behind the design team of the All-Star jerseys, that's really the only negative thing you can say about the MLB All-Star weekend, because everything else is awesome. Right, home run derby is awesome. The game itself is awesome. The only thing that could improve is those fucking jerseys. Facts. 2-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss gets Cal to bite high and away, and Cal strikes out 1 away. Hopefully that won't be a common theme here today. And looking fresh with those City Connects tonight. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. 4 home runs in the last 3 games. Can he continue the hot streak? Let's go, baby. 2 home runs in game 1, 1 home run in game 2, 1 home run in game 3. And again, that's the first time that he was able to do that since the playoffs when he was on the Tampa Bay Rays. He's never in his career homered in 3 straight games. So that was something special that he completed the job yesterday. And, hopefully, as Julio slides into second, hopefully safe there. I believe he is. There we go. Nice job by J-Rod, stealing a bag and not getting thrown out. Nice job, Julio. Getting a hit, working the count, or actually taking the walk, and then stealing the bag. And we know Julio's got the ability to go from first to second, as well as second to third. And I wonder if they're trying to challenge this or not. And hopefully Randy will be able to homer here again, because if he does, it'll be the first time in his career that he's homered in 4 straight games. He's never done it before. Oh, it's a pitch comm issue for Perez. First pitch to Randy Arozarena from Seth Lugo. Fouls it off high and away. 0-1 count. Let's go, Randy. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour, 50 at the halfway point, and we're shooting for 100 likes on the streams moving forward, and obviously 100 on the donos on the dono train. 0-1 pitch, and Randy lines out to center for out number 3. Julio is stranded, but again, Julio taking a walk and stealing a bag. Again, I'll take that. And again, I think that will lead to something even better for Julio later in the game. Let's go to the top of the second inning and see who's up next for Logan Evans. And they better not send him down. I mean, I would even rather have Logan Evans and Bryce Miller this year over Emerson Hancock, over even Luis Castillo. So I know they, have so many of these pitchers. They're going to have 7 or 8 with only 5 spots. But I think that they never should have sent him down, especially after a great performance. When you go 8 solid innings, it literally was the best pitching performance prior to the 14K game that Kirby had, to go 8 innings. The last time we had a pitcher do that was like Logan Gilbert in 2024. So I don't know if I've seen too many teams when a player does something really extraordinary and then you end up punishing him and sending him down to AAA. That was not a smart move. And if we would have kept him on the team, who knows? Maybe we have a couple more wins at this point and we're a little bit closer to the Houston Astros. Let's see who's up next here for the Kansas City Royals. Next up is third baseman Michael Garcia. Batting second, one of the best catchers still in the game, Salvador Perez. And batting third, right fielder John Ray. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Exactly. And again, they can always go like whites, for the American League, and then you can go road jerseys, and they don't have to all be gray because some teams may not have like a gray, but you can just do like a colored jersey, whether it's gray or blue or red, and then the other team wears white. It's very simple, and again, that would make the All-Star game, absolutely perfect. And again, and the reason why that they don't do it is because they're trying to maximize money for the merch sales. And I get that, but you can still sell t-shirts, beer, foam fingers, commemorative cups, mini bats. I mean, there's some bobbleheads. There's so many cool things, jerseys, hats. There's just so many cool things that you can end up still selling where you don't have to make an ugly jersey that how many people are actually going to buy. Maybe drunk people at the stadium, a small percentage, and maybe a small percentage of hardcore fans online that will buy it. But overall, most of the looks of the All-Star jerseys have been not the greatest, in my opinion. Some of y'all might like some of them, but, I think just going home and away would be much, much better. 2-1 pitch. In play, and Garcia grounds out to third. Williamson is there. Throw to first, Got him. There we go. Good defense there by Big Ben. Nice job, Ben. You the man. One away. Next up is catcher Salvador Perez. Stand with Ukraine. I'm not too sure. First pitch in play and lined out to third. Ben Williamson is there. Throw to first. 2 away. Ben is active here early. Line drive right there to Ben Williamson. Head on a swivel. Next up, right fielder John Rave. Yeah, Munoz, Brash, and Cal Raleigh. And it's just kind of a damn shame that Brian Wu, ended up kind of hitting a wall. Because I remember at one point he was 5-1 with an ERA of 2. And if he would have been able to keep that pace, he might have been able to make it as a reserve pitcher. But now with a few more losses and a little bit higher of an ERA, you're not going to more than likely see Wu in. And obviously, early on when we were on our 9 consecutive series win streak, it looked like, maybe Dan Wilson could be one of the guys that possibly could manage, the team. But, you probably would want to go with the Tigers manager for the American League after seeing what's happened, at this point of the season with almost 100 games in. Dan has definitely made some mistakes and is not worthy of being a manager of the American League anymore. But during that 9 series win streak, he was, but since then, not so much. And throw to first and got him. A very easy 2 innings here for Logan Evans. And again, do not send this guy down. And I know it might be crazy to some of y'all. And, I evaluate a lot of talent in the farm system, single A, high A, triple A, double A. I'm looking at everything, all the top 100 players and the top 10, guys that we have, in the, farm system overall. And again, I just feel, record wise, ERA wise, confidence wise, I know Bryce Miller's hurt. And normally when he's healthy, he's pretty good. Luis Castillo started the year good, but has kind of wavered a little bit. And Emerson Hancock is kind of hit or miss. But in my personal opinion, I think, you got Gilbert 1, Wu 2, and then I think I go with as far as confidence, I go Logan Evans 3, even though he's been sitting in AAA because I believe in him. Kirby 4, but when Kirby is back to being the normal Kirby and more consistent, then he'll leapfrog Evans and he'll go to 4th. And then 5th at the moment is Luis Castillo. But you might have a battle between the last spot between Castillo, Miller, and Hancock. And obviously Hancock wouldn't be in there. But, if you have to choose between Miller and Castillo for the last guy, I know it would be a little bit of a debate, and again, both guys have looked good, but also both guys have looked bad, at this point. And, with Miller still being a little hurt, maybe you have to go with Castillo as a default until Miller can prove that he can be consistent. But, it might be kind of a lost season, so to speak, a little bit for Bryce Miller and somewhat for George Kirby. But hopefully we can have others, Gilbert, Wu, and Evans step up to make up the difference, when these other guys maybe shit the bed. Miller, Hancock, and Castillo. So let's go, baby. Lugo, 19 pitches and 13 strikes in the first inning. Evans, 17 pitches, 12 strikes. Olo, line drive, go down the line, go, go, go. There we go. Jorge Polanco, he's trying to test for 2, sliding in, feet first, safe. Wow. Way to bring the electricity with those City Connects, Polo. Nice hit right down the line. And again, we're hitting today. Next up, first baseman Luke Raley. Let him know, stand with Ukraine. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour, 50 at the halfway point. And again, we're shooting for 100 overall. So we're going to need everyone's support that's in the room. And we just hit 20 right now with 24 minutes in. So shout out to everyone in the room. Now we're at 22, but we have at least 30 people in the room that haven't done it. It takes 1 second to hit that like button, and that'll help us get more numbers. And it's been working, and again, for all the people in the room that think, well, if I don't hit the like button, it doesn't matter. It really does, because again, when you get more likes and you get more, chat conversations, and you're hitting the algorithm, there's going to be more and more people that are going to be looking for this game or looking, who's streaming it. And you want to be able to get the algorithm in your favor through YouTube. And again, from going from maybe 1,000 to 1,500 regular viewers 3 months ago, maybe around when the season started, now we're almost at 3,500 regular viewers. So again, every single little thing that you guys do will help, whether that's like, chat, share the actual stream, dono, every single thing matters. And I appreciate you guys very, very much. 3-1 pitch, and Rayleigh takes a walk, baby. Okay, I like this. And obviously, if Captain Oreo and All Day are not present, we need others in the room to be able to step up and help us out, with some of the mod duties. All right, baby, we got runners at first and second with no outs. Let's get a run on the board. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch to Dominic Canzone, fouls it off. Low and away, sinker, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off again, low and away with the curveball from Seth Lugo. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. 0-2 pitch, high and away, a 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. 1-2 pitch, low and away with the sinker, 93 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. Two pitch, high and away. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and no outs. We're in a very good position here to score 1, 2, 3, 4 runs here in the second inning. As long as we don't get any cheap double plays, we'll be good to go. And down goes Dom. Wow. On the 3-2 as well. I was really hoping for a walk there or a single. Next time, Dom. 1 away. All right, let's not waste this opportunity here. Next up, third baseman, a guy that's been better lately, Ben Williamson. On deck, another guy that's been improving quite a bit lately as well, second baseman Cole Young. We need these guys from the Tacoma Rainiers to step up. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the second, runners at first and second and 1 out. First pitch from Lugo to Williamson, takes a strike looking high and inside, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away with that cutter missing the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Williamson. And I'm not sure if you have thrown anything in the chat there, Cole, but let me know what you're wanting baseball-wise or F1-wise for a photo, and I got you in between the commercial breaks as soon as I can. 1-1 pitch, low and away with the slider, 81 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 1 out. We're in a good position here to get on the board here early and setting the tone. Yes, Cal getting player of the month. No surprise there. And that probably won't be the last time that we see something like that as well. Oh, Dale Sr. photos. I like it. 2-2 pitch. Low and away. Count now is full again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's get a hit here, Ben. Let's not strike out like Dom did. I believe it's Richard Petty's birthday today. On my timeline, I was seeing a lot of Petty stuff. And, I'm always, anything that Petty or Earnhardt that comes on my timeline, I'm always taking notice. 3-2 pitch and lined out to left. Brutal. 2 away. I was hoping that was going to drop. All right. We're down to our last potential batter, and hopefully Cole can get it going. We're good with 2 outs. Next up is Cole Young. Come on, Cole. Even if he gets a single, maybe JP can end up getting that RBI single to get us the 1-0 lead, but Let's not leave them stranded. Let's go. First pitch, high and away with the cutter. 1-0 count from Seth Lugo. And nothing really to fear. 5-5 record with an ERA of 2.74. So ERA is strong. He doesn't really get the run support in most of his starts, but nothing really to fear here today. Lugo on the mound, Cole Young in the box. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Change up 85 miles an hour by Lugo. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Young. Let's go, baby. 1-1 pitch. Low and away with the slurve ball. Slider curve by Lugo. One of these newer pitches that you're starting to see in 2025. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Come on, Cole. When they're right down the middle, you got to swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Come on, Cole. 242 average, 7 ribbies with runners in scoring position. You're not going to get a whole lot of home runs out of Young and Williamson. They're probably going to end the season with 5 or less. They're single hitters, and hopefully they'll be able to get singles in this game, and especially Cole Young here. 2-2 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. Slow curveball there. 68 miles an hour by Lugo, really trying to pull the strings on Cole Young, but he does not get baited. I mean, to be able to have pitches in the 90s and then to drop it to a 68 mile an hour pitch, he really was trying to get him there. In play, and Young pops out to third, and we leave 2 stranded. Well, that's unfortunate that we leave them stranded, but at least a good sign that we're able to get guys on early instead of just having no hits whatsoever to start off. And hopefully the next inning, or possibly the 4th, will be the inning that we end up having that monster inning. Unfortunate there, anytime you leave them stranded or hit into a double play, but it is what it is. End of the 2nd inning, we're still knotted up here at 0. Next up for the Royals, left fielder Nick Lofton. Batting second in the 8-hole DHing Freddie Fermin. And batting third, center fielder Kyle Isbell. See if we can get a couple Dales in here for Cole. My favorite driver of all time. The person that made me a NASCAR fan. And then obviously, loving, Dale Jr. I love father-son combos, just like Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. Same thing with Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Bill Elliott and Chase Elliott. And I feel like even to this day, there still hasn't been a car that is more intimidating than the Black 3 from Dale Earnhardt. It's just got a vibe and a look. It's got the look, but then also it's got the right driver behind it for the legacy. Facts. Appreciate you, Cole. We're at 2:98 to go. First pitch from Logan Evans to Nick Lofton, high and inside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, fouled it off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Logan Evans to Nick Lofton. 1-1 pitch, high and away with that sweeper. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nick Lofton. 2-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Lofton. Top of the 3rd inning, we're still knotted up at 0. And we just hit 30 likes, so I appreciate everyone in the room that is participating in play. And Lofton grounds out to third, throw to first, one away. Man, Ben Williamson is active today. He's already got 3 outs credited to his name already. Next up, DHing today, Freddie Fermin. 20 more likes to 50, 70 more until we hit the goal. Let's go, baby. One 0 pitch, low and away with the sweeper, 83 miles an hour by Evans. 2 balls and no strikes to Freddie Fermin. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Fermin. Let's go, Logan. And again, I'm not really too shocked that Evans is doing so well. You know, again, as soon as they called him up, you know, there's certain guys on the team, you know, that have a certain type of swagger or aura, but, you know, I feel more confident and I enjoy his presence on the mound, you know, more than I do Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, and Emerson Hancock. And, you know, I feel like, you know, he's in that same category with like Gilbert and with Wu, you know, and Kirby, you know, when they're on. And Fermin, there we go. Little dribbler there and throw to first. JP Crawford. Bang, Luke Raley, 2 away. I like that, baby. Down goes Freddie Fermin. Next up is Kyle Isbell. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle by Logan Evans. 0-1 count. Let's go, Logan. But Logan Evans, to me, he kind of reminds me of Brian Wu when we, you know, gave him the call up a couple years ago. There was a kind of a swagger and an aura when Wu was the 5th pitcher, you know, on the staff, and then he's been able to work his way up, you know, based on his consistency and his growth as a pitcher. You know, but I get the same kind of vibes, you know, as a guy that might be the 5th guy, that maybe one day he'll be the 3rd guy, you know, and he'll move up the pecking order, you know, with the other pitchers. I really like him a lot. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away, behind in the count 0-2 from Evans to Isbell. Appreciate you, Cole. Hopefully we'll get All Day and Captain to come in and they can take over a little bit of the role there for you. But while they're not here, I appreciate the help. 1-2 pitch, low and away. Change up missing 86 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Isbell. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Curveball, 81 miles an hour, barely misses the strike zone. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. And Logan is very good at home. The only time he struggles is on the road. And again, if you give him more experience, you know, some of those struggles that he has on the road, he can, you know, correct those mistakes and get back on track. Three-two pitch, little dribbler, throw to first, and a very productive inning. And even when Logan Evans isn't getting strikeouts, if you notice, most of the outs are, you know, little dribblers, you know, right there to second, third, first, nothing too crazy, you know, and easy outs for the defenders. And that's what it's about, especially if you're not going to be pacing, you know, for 10 to 14 Ks. You want to have the easiest pop-ups and dribblers, you know, for your defense so that they don't have to have any potential plays that could turn into errors. Great job by the defense. Great job by Logan Evans. Now it's up to the offense to do their job. Go to the bottom of the 3rd and let's get on the board. We've gotten a few guys on board already. Let's knock them in. And again, we may need to get a home run, you know, with that first player. You know, 49% of our total runs are home runs. So we need 1 or 2 typically to win. And hopefully we'll be able to get that in this inning. First pitch, 0 for 1. Shortstop, JP Crawford. Hasn't hit a home run since Father's Day. He's overdue. Batting second, 0 for 0 with a walk in his first at-bat. And obviously got us a nice key RBI to help us win yesterday, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. And having the day off yesterday, don't know how we won without you, but we did. But you're back now. Starting catcher for the All-Star game, the best catcher in baseball, leading MLB with 33 home runs, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. I'm going to be doing everything in my power to try to get a Cal Raleigh foul ball. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Skeens on the mound because he's pitching on Sunday against George Kirby. But, still I'm going to do my best. But also, too, I might have to try to get more than one ball because, again, my best friend has never got one. And, if I only get one, I may have to give it to him, even if it ends up being a Cal Raleigh ball. I've gotten 3 balls in 9 games. He's been to like 50 games based off Dodgers and Mariners since he lived in LA for half of his life and then has lived in Oregon the other half. And he's never gotten close. The closest he's gotten is when I got the Julio rookie ball back in 2022 when he was sitting right next to me. So, I definitely want to make sure my friend is happy. And 1-0 pitch. And there we go. JP Crawford got my message. We needed to have him get a hit at some point in the first 2 at-bats. Doesn't get a hit in the first, but does get a hit past first base there on his second at-bat. Nice job, JP. I see you, baby. Nice job, Crawford. Nice job, Crawdaddy. Next up, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Try dance up. Let's go, Julio. First pitch, fouled off, high and inside, 0-1 count. Come on, baby. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first, JP Crawford with no outs. And especially if we start having guys on base, first and second or second and third with no outs, we need to be able to try to knock these guys in. Trying to win 3 out of 4 here. Let's go. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and an unfortunate 3-pitch out for Julio Rodriguez. You'll make up for it later in the game. I'm sure of it. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 0 for 1 with a K. See if he can get a 2-run jack here to get us a 2-0 lead. Let's go, Cal. First pitch, high and away with the slurve ball. Slider curve combo. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Lugo, high and away with the 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. We need one of these, baby. Try dance up. Come on, baby. Let's go, Cal. Bottom of the 3rd inning with a runner at first. We don't want to leave too many stranded here today. And then we got a 3-game set starting tomorrow for the 4th of July celebration against the Pirates. And even though they've won, recently 6 games in a row at home, they're not as good on the road. And, we should be able to win 2 out of 3, against the Pirates. And if we're lucky, if we win the first 2, we'll see how we do against Skeens on Sunday, but you never know. 2-0 pitch, high and away. Curveball, 77 miles an hour by Seth Lugo, misses. 3 balls and no strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. 3-0 pitch, and he flies out to left. Probably should have been more patient there, Cal, and taken the walk, especially since Lugo has been kind of all over the place. And I know you got the green light with a 3-0 count, but, you got to be smart and recognize who's on the mound. Especially striking out in his first at-bat. Hopefully Cal will be productive in his last 2 at-bats. 2 away. Next up is Randy Arozarena. 6 for 12 this series with 4 home runs and 7 ribbies. Yes, please. First pitch, takes a strike swinging high and inside. 0-1 count. Come on, Randy. You got it, baby. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking low and away with the changeup, 87 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. It's hard to be able to get, back-to-back hits to be able to get yourself into good RBI situation. So that's why sometimes we need that home run, to kind of set the tone. And then, usually that nice monster inning comes unless, the pitcher has a meltdown. And, we're definitely down for meltdowns for the other team. 0-2 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 1-2 pitch, low and away. Slurve ball, slider curve combo, which is a little bit more common in the last 2 years. 79 miles an hour by Lugo, but it misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third, and we're looking to score. Let's go. $34 likes. We got about half of the people in the room that have smashed the like button so far. Do your boy a solid and help us out. It really does help. Two pitch, fouled off with the slurve ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Lugo to Arozarena. 2-2 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball. Tries to paint the corner and misses. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Randy, take the walk if it's there. And then we'll try to go with Polo next up here. Come on, Randy. Don't strike out swinging or looking. Take the walk if it's there. Bottom of the third. And it's in play and grounds out to the catcher. And that is the end of the third inning. Now, if he would have taken the walk there, you never know what would have been able to happen with Polo. But again, we're able to get a guy or 2 on, every inning, but we haven't been able to knock him in. We're still waiting for that home run to kind of set the tone. End of the third inning, we're still knotted up here at 0. Let's see who's up next here for Logan Evans. And his first start back from the Tacoma Rainiers, which they should have never sent him down. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, second baseman Jonathan India. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman Vinny Pasquantino. Trident's up. Let's go M's. I really like this new Julio image. I'm always trying to be able to get newer, updated images, for the thumbs, so that way we're not using the same, couple. And again, this one took a little bit to format, but turned out great. Bobby Witt Jr. on the left, Julio with the hat backwards like King Griffey Jr. on the right. Love it. And I'll be able to start using this Julio image more on the streams as well. All right, let's take a look at the pitching stats so far. It's been pretty damn solid by both. Logan Evans, 3 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, surprising, 2 Ks, 32 pitches, 20 strikes, ERA of 3.14. Love this guy. He's awesome. And let's go with Seth Lugo. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 59 pitches, 34 strikes with an ERA of 2.65. So it definitely is a pitcher's duel so far, but hopefully the game will open up. At the very least, in the last 3 innings in the 7th, 8th, and 9th once the starters go out. But I still think we're going to have a good chance to get 1 to 3 runs within the first 6 innings, hopefully. Oh, nice. Now, I haven't been able to chance to check Facebook, X/Twitter, and Instagram since I'm streaming, but I appreciate that. Usually I go back after the game is over and I end up liking 7 different posts on each social media platform to get caught up. So 100th career stolen bag, just like Randy Arozarena just got his 100th career home run a couple days ago. First pitch from Evans to India, low and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 1 ball and 1 strike from Logan Evans. Let's go, Logan. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss by Jonathan India. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. We're in the top of the 4th inning, knotted up at 0. Let's go. Great stat there, Cole. I appreciate it. Those are the type of things that we want to be able to have on stream. Anything that, is stat or, records, analytics, those type of things are definitely a key. Appreciate you. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the cutter, 88 miles an hour. Nice souvenir for that fan. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. 2-2 pitch, low and away with the sweeper, 84 miles an hour. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. And we can hopefully prevent, some walks here by Evans, and we can get them to swing at some garbage for a pop-up or a ground out. He's been pretty effective so far. 3-2 pitch, and there is a walk to India. Next up is shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. So we're going to need a punch out and then a double play by Pasquantino, or a double play right here. Slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, throw to first to Rayleigh, and we'll see if we can get Bobby Witt Jr. out, which is a tough task. First pitch from Evans to Bobby Witt Jr. Takes a strike looking right down the middle with the sinker. Nice pitch by Evans, 92 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off low and away with the curveball. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Bobby Witt Jr. in the box, Logan Evans on the mound. And, just seeing Logan Evans pitch this effectively, since he's been sitting in AAA, it feels like for months since we sent him down. And again, it's not like he was bad and we sent him down like every other player this year. I mean, he had one of the best starts of any Mariner in the last 2 years. Went 8 innings, was solid. A bunch of Ks, looked amazing. And then we sent him down to make room for other players. But shame on you, Seattle. We could have really used him. And again, if I say that I have more confidence in him than Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, even on top of Emerson Hancock, that should say something. This guy is the real deal. He might be the new Brian Wu on the staff when he was our new guy a couple years ago. I feel the same kind of positive vibes from him. And there are going to be games where he gets fucked up and, he gets roughed up on the road. But at home, man, he is lights out. 1-2 pitch. Low and away with the sweeper. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on. Nope, with a runner at first and no outs. Top of the 4th inning, 0-0, Royals and Mariners. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. There we go, Logan. Way to add that to your stat line. Bobby Witt Jr. strikes out swinging, 1 away. And here we go. Here's where we need that double play right up the middle to JP Crawford. Throw to Luke Rayleigh. We get out of this inning. Next up is first baseman Vinny Pasquantino. Let's go, baby. First pitch from Evans to Vinny Pasquantino. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Logan Evans to Pasquantino. Let's go, Logan. Bring that electricity. You've been money so far. And you got to think a lot of our starting pitchers, even including our best ones in Gilbert and Wu, it seems like everyone has been giving up like 3-4 runs lately. So to be at a 0-0 score here in the 4th inning, and it's not like he's been on the team for a long time. I mean, he's been in the AAA organization for the Tacoma Rainiers for a long time, and it's impressive to see him be lights out. And hopefully, that the management will understand that this is a player that you need to keep on the roster. And Pasquantino gets hit by a pitch. A little bit of a rough start here for Logan. Now you got runners at first and second with 1 out. Next up, third baseman Michael Garcia. And that is pretty rare. You're not going to see Evans walk or clunk too many guys, throughout his starts. Hopefully we can get him to settle down right here. Come on, Logan. Let's go, baby. Top of the 4th inning, runners at first and second with 1 out. Pasquantino just got plunked there by Evans, which is rare. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to that 50 like number before we get to that halfway point. We're shooting for 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. Let's go. Time is called. Yeah, a lot of records there. And they're doing a challenge here right now, I guess, to see if Pasquantino actually got hit or not. Mariners are challenging the hit by pitch call on the field, and it was upheld. Pasquantino was hit by the pitch, and now we'll be able to finally move forward here with the next batter. Let's go. Next up is Michael Garcia. First pitch from Michael Garcia. Fouls it off with the cutter. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Garcia. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike with that sweeper from Evans to Garcia. And Garcia singles on a ground ball to Randy Arozarena, Jonathan India to third, Pasquantino to second. Got to stop this rally here. Next up is catcher Salvador Perez. All right, bases loaded now with 1 out. This is the best opportunity that the Royals have had up to this point. And again, we can't give up a big home run. Obviously, we can't get down 4-0. And hopefully we can find a way to stop the bleeding here and minimize, how many runs come through. They'll probably score 1 or 2 unless we get incredibly lucky here. And Perez pops out to second baseman Cole Young on the first pitch. Oh, my God. Incredibly lucky. And normally Perez is a guy, he's a thorn in our side like Jose Altuve, where more times than not, they're going to do damage against us. So we got real lucky there. All right, 1 more batter. Let's see if we can leave bases loaded stranded. Let's go, Logan. I don't want to see Logan give up runs. Next up, right fielder John Rave, 0 for 1. First pitch, high and away with the curveball, 79 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, Logan. Top of the 4th inning, bases loaded, 0-0 score. And we got a 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees with the cutter. 2 balls and no strikes from Evans to Rave. Two 2-0 pitch, high and away with the cutter. 3 balls and no strikes from Evans to Rave. Come on, baby. We don't want to give a walk and a freebie run coming in from third. Now you're going to have to get him to, bait. We got to get this count back to 3-2 if possible. 3-0 pitch. Strike with the sinker high in the strike zone. 3 balls and 1 strike with bases loaded and 2 outs. Now we need him to foul off this next pitch to go 3-2. And if that happens, then we can get the punch out, the strikeout, or the pop-up. Come on, baby. 3-1 pitch. And Rave grounds out to JP. Throw to first. Get him. Got him. There we go. Unbelievable. And we leave 3 stranded for the Royals there. I love it. And, think about how many times, when you get yourself into a jam with bases loaded with no outs or 1 out, again, you should be able to score a minimum of 1, but sometimes it ends up being 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. But again, Logan Evans finding a way to be able to jam the hitter in a particular location, and he doesn't give up anything. Nice job, Logan Evans, and great job by JP and the defense. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th and see if we can get on the board ourselves here today. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle. Next up for the Mariners, 1-for-1, DHing in the 5-hole, Jorge Polanco. City Connects looking so fresh and so clean. Batting second, 0-for-0 with a base on ball. First baseman, Luke Raley. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 40 likes. 10 more to get to 50. Let's get there, baby. We have at least 40 plus people in the room that haven't smashed the like button yet. We got 84 in the room. We're at 41 likes. Support your boy. Help your boy out. Let's go. 9 more to get to 50, baby. Let's go. And our goal is 100 on the likes and 100 on the donos. So we're around the halfway point, and we're just a little bit behind the pace. Not too much, though. First pitch from Seth Lugo to Jorge Polanco, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Curveball missing there, 76 miles an hour. 1-0 pitch, back, see ya! Jorge Polanco homers on a fly ball to deep right field. See ya! 1-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Polo said, see ya. Let's go, baby. There we go. That's what we needed. That home run to set the tone, especially when we're getting just, base hits and we're not able to bring those guys home. Now, since we got that first home run, everything should be a gravy train here moving forward. Let's go. Next up is Luke Raley. First pitch to Luke Raley. Oh my, doubles on a sharp line drive to center fielder Kyle Isbell. Puts on the speed. He hustles and he is safe. Here we go. Next up is right fielder Dominic Canzone. Let's see if we can get 2 or 3 runs this inning and feed off this momentum and this Uncle Mo. Let's go, baby. All right, we got Dominic Canzone up here next. And he flies out. 1 away. Again, you're going to have guys get overly aggressive and everyone swinging, at the first pitch, assuming that they're going to be able to get a strike down the middle. And again, it's going to work for some guys like Polo and Raley. Did not work for Dom there. But hopefully Ben Williamson can continue this inning after Canzone flied out to the catcher. First pitch, four-seam fastball called strike, right down the middle, 0-1 count. Williamson in the box, Seth Lugo on the mound. And again, Seth 5-5 record with a 2.74 ERA. 0-1 pitch. Low and away, but in the strike zone. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second, Luke Raley, and 1 out. Come on, Ben. Super, appreciate you. Now, this is something that I've been doing for quite some time. 2-1 pitch. Low and away with that slider. Misses the plate by about 4 feet. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Lugo to Williamson. 1-0 Mariners after a Jorge Polanco solo dinger to get us on the board. And again, we should be able to hit that 4 or 5 run number by the time this game is over, I hope. Lugo on the mound, Williamson in the box. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 Seattle. And Williamson grounds out to the second baseman, Jonathan India. Throw to Pasquantino, got him. And Raley hustles from second to third, now with 2 outs. First pitch to Cole Young, and Cole Young flies out to left fielder Nick Lofton, and that is out number 3. We leave another one stranded, but at least we're getting hits pretty much every inning, and we got the big one that we needed, the home run to kind of, set the tone. And again, hopefully we'll be able to get another home run or 2 before the game is over. But again, great job by Polo on getting us on the board. 1-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Royals. Next up, 0 for 1, left fielder Nick Lofton. Batting second, 0 for 1, DHing Freddie Fermin. Batting third, 0 for 1, center fielder Kyle Isbell. End of the 4th inning, going to the top of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. Nice job, Polo. You demand, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, again, there's going to be plenty of innings where we're going to end up leaving guys stranded. I mean, if we were able to be efficient and, able to get 3 hits in a row, back to back to back, and, maybe the score would be 3 or 4-0 right now. But as everyone knows, sometimes you have bad luck, or you hit into a double play, or you just only get 1 hit, or possibly back to back, and then that third guy doesn't knock him in. So first pitch from Evans to Lofton, called strike, high and away, 0-1 count. Yeah, I think the Mariners are going to win the game. I think there's a very good chance. I mean, especially with Evans pitching the way that he is. So and we've won 2 out of 3. So if we win this, it's 3 out of 4. So 1-1 pitch, high and away with that sinker to Nick Lofton. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Lofton. Let's go, baby. And what makes it more impressive is that this is the first start for Logan Evans since he's been in AAA for, weeks on weeks. So I know a lot of people thought he might be a little raw and wild today, but he's fantastic. 2-1 pitch, fouls one off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. We're in the top of the 5th with a 1-0 Mariner lead. Let's go. Batter timeout. Let's get it, baby. Happy early 4th of July. Hope everyone is safe and ends up having some special plans. I'll be at the game tomorrow for my first game in 2025. Maybe my only game that I get to go to, since I pretty much stream every Mariner game, that I can. And, the goal is to do 150 of the 162 or more. And we're definitely on pace for that. We've only missed like 1 or 2 games due to WWE PLEs. And Lofton grounds out to Ben Williamson, throw to first, and Luke Raley is there, 1 away. Next up, DHing Freddie Fermin. First pitch called strike with the sweeper, low and in the zone, 0-1 count. Evans on the mound, Fermin in the box. I mean, there's definitely a few positions that we could use depth on. Third base could be better. If we could bring back Eugenio Suarez, that would be great. Ryan O'Hearn from the Orioles, Naylor, coming over and playing first base, would be nice. From the Diamondbacks, with Josh. And obviously right field, we could use a little bit of an upgrade there, but I would say right field, first base, third base could use a little bit more depth on the, depth chart. And then obviously relievers, we could use 2 or 3, to get rid of some of these shitty ones that we have and upgrade, so that way we have guys other than Brash and Bizzardo that we trust. 1-2 pitch. That one is fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freddie Fermin, batter timeout. But we will be buyers at the deadline, and hopefully we can get, one of those big names, like Naylor, O'Hearn, or Eugenio Suarez would be my number 1. Yeah, that would, make the development of Miles Mastrobuoni and Ben Williamson go backwards a little bit, but you could always use those guys as backups or DHing, and move them somewhere else. But we'll see where it goes. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Fermin. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. Count still remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 out. Evans on the mound, Fermin in the box. But, we love Brash, we love Bizzardo, and we love Andres Munoz. But for a lot of the other guys, like Legomina and Carlos Vargas and Snyder and Thornton, Jackson Kowar and all these other guys, it's like, we don't have a whole lot of trust in some of the others. 2-2 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Fermin. 3-2 pitch, sinker fouled off high and away. Count still remains 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 out. Evans on the mound, Fermin in the box. No, 0% chance Acuna, because we don't need that position. So, and that's too big of a name, and the salary would be, that would never, 0% chance of that happening. And, even with the names that have been linked to us, like Naylor, O'Hearn, and Suarez, we might not even be able to get those guys. And, the original team that those guys are on, with the Orioles and the Diamondbacks, they may not sell. They may just hang on to those guys. And Fermin ends up getting hit by the pitch. Come on, Evans. But definitely, getting some starting pitching and moving them into the pen or grabbing some relievers could definitely be very beneficial for us. So we'll see what happens. I still think we can make the playoffs, even if we, barely make a whole lot of moves. But I'm hoping that we, grab like 4 or 5 guys and we can make it happen. Next up is Kyle Isbell. First pitch, and Isbell lines out sharply to Julio Rodriguez. 2 away. Next up, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K, second baseman Jonathan India. Yeah, but we can't really always trust ownership, though. It's like they go for kind of lower name guys. I mean, 2 years ago it was Polo and Mitch Garver. This last year it's Miles Mastrobuoni and Donovan Solano this year. So it's not like they're really getting big name guys. I mean, we had the Robinson Cano, that was a pretty big name that we brought over, but I think Nelson Cruz was better, but we don't really typically get big guys. Normally we let guys go and they get better when they go to their new team. I mean, look at, some of the individuals that we've let, go recently. Ty France doing good for the Twins, and Eugenio Suarez playing even better than he did when he was on the Mariners, on the Diamondbacks. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to India. Come on, baby. Top of the 5th, 1-0 lead with a solo dinger by Jorge Polanco to get us on the board. Two-one pitch, and India singles on a sharp line drive to Julio Rodriguez. Freddie Fermin turns on the Jets and makes it to third. Now you got runners at first and third on the corners with 2 outs. Come on, baby. You got to be careful here. This is their best player now, Bobby Witt Jr. And with 1 swing, it could be 3-1. And we got a mound visit here. We want to be very clear on how we pitch to him. But Witt is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks from Logan Evans, which is very, very impressive. You're not going to see too many guys strike out Bobby Witt Jr. Facts. And hopefully we can get a third punch out on him or some kind of easy out. So, yeah, kind of a rough year, for, not only the Royals this year, who normally are one of the top teams in the division, but also the Guardians. There's a few teams in that mix, Twins, Royals, and Guardians not really having the season that they thought they were going to have, only having 1 team above 500. And obviously I knew that the Tigers and Giants were going to be very good this year, since the Mariners played them early on and they were very, very good. And, again, there's still time, for another team in your division to make the playoffs. But at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to be the Royals. It might be the Twins or the Guardians if they can get their, act into gear. And then obviously the Astros are great. The Tigers are great. The Yankees are great. And now we're just waiting for those other teams to try to, get in with the wild card. And then you got Phillies and Mets and the Dodgers and the Giants and the Padres. And you got the Cubs and the Cardinals. So there's a few teams that are balling right now. But, even if your team is just barely over 500 like us and the Reds, that doesn't mean that they can't creep up in the standings. So 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners on the corners at first and third and 2 outs. Evans on the mound, Bobby Witt Jr. in the box. Appreciate that, Ronald. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, baby. He missed with that sweeper. Let's go, Logan. And Bobby Witt Jr. on the 2-2 flies out to Julio Rodriguez. And there we go. And that is out number 3. And they leave 2 stranded again. Nice job by Logan Evans. I mean, again, I don't know how many individuals thought that he was going to be this good, but I had a feeling. And again, hopefully now, the ownership will realize this is a guy that needs to be on the team, for the rest of the year and moving forward. I would take Logan Evans over Bryce Miller. I would take Logan Evans over Emerson Hancock. I would take Logan Evans even over Luis Castillo. Like right now, hell, I even trust Logan Evans more than George Kirby right now. Kirby had that 14K game, but how many games has he been kind of shitty? He hasn't really been very good. Now, really, the only 2 guys that I feel more confident than in Logan Evans is Brian Wu and Logan Gilbert. And that's, obviously most people would understand that. So, but again, I really like what we're seeing right now. And again, if they were able to execute, in these clutch situations, we could easily be down 6-1 right now. But great defense and great pitching by Logan. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. See if we can add on to our lead. Next up, 1 for 2, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K and a stolen bag, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up, let's go M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. And we're still waiting on another dono on our dono train. We're at 298 to go. Help your boy out. Let's go, baby. Trident sub. Well, I mean, we don't know yet because obviously they're not in, but, you know, based off pitch count and who we have available, you know, we should be just fine. You know, at June 11th, up to a couple days ago, the Mariners had the #1 bullpen, you know, besides the Zach Pop meltdown. So, but Evans is at 84 pitches. So I don't know if he'll be able to go more than 6, you know, even though he's been lights out so far. I don't think they're going to want to push, you know, a guy that's just fresh off AAA to go 110 pitches. So I imagine the 6th inning will be his last outing, you know, for this particular game. But then we got, you know, options with Brash and Bizzardo and, you know, a few others. So. Two-one. Brave in right field. 1 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K and a stolen bag. Let's go, Julio. Sometimes it takes a couple at-bats for him to get the rhythm, but hopefully we get something good here from J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. First pitch. Takes a strike looking with the curve, 78 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Come on, Julio. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away. And that's a big swing and a miss by Julio on the slurve. Slider curve there by Seth Lugo. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 0-2 pitch, fouled off with the cutter, high and away. And again, I don't know if there's a hitter in baseball that gets into more 0-2 counts than Julio and doesn't really have the patience and the, you know, the plate presence, you know, that we were expecting. But every once in a while, he will, you know, come up big. But, you know, there will also be games where we're a little disappointed based off his, you know, potential and not maybe living up to it. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. One-two pitch, and Julio, big swing and a miss, low and away, strikes out swinging. Nice pitch by Seth Lugo. Terrible at-bat for Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. I mean, you're already 4 years in. It's like you never learn. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh, 0 for 2 with a K. Let's go, Cal. We'll take singles. We'll take doubles. We'll take triples. And first pitch to Cal Raleigh, and he flies out. And that is the end of the 5th inning. Brutal, man. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more effective at the at-bats moving forward. But again, we still have the 1-0 lead, and we're going to have to wait probably for the starters to go out, and hopefully they'll have a couple meltdowns with their bullpen. Let's see who's up next here for the Royals in the top of the 6th. Next up, first baseman, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, Vinny Pasquantino. Batting second, 1 for 2, third baseman, Michael Garcia. And batting third, 0 for 2, catcher, Salvador Perez. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes. And we're still at 298 to go on the dono train. Let's go. we've gained, how many subs have we gained? Quite a few here. 5 subs already in this broadcast. Shout out to all the new subs that we've gained today, 5 of them. Appreciate you very much. Now we only need 72 to be able to hit 21,000. Let's go, baby. And shout out to all of the fans that have been supporting the channel. 3,400 regular viewers that come on the daily. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And from all over, it's not just here in the U.S. We're getting production from every single location you could imagine. United States, Venezuela, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Canada, Japan, Colombia, Panama, Nicaragua, New Zealand, Australia, and many, many other countries. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning, 1-0 Mariners. And if you need a quick recap, there's not a whole lot to go over. A lot of people have been left stranded in this game for both teams, but Jorge Polanco had a solo dinger to right field, 361 feet in the bottom of the 4th to give us the 1-0 lead. 2 hits for the Royals, 4 hits for the Mariners, and Logan Evans has been balling with the 2 hitters so far. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, another changeup, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Vinny Pasquantino. Two-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Pasquantino. But you couldn't ask for a better, outing from Logan Evans. And again, sometimes it's the eye test, sometimes it's trust, but again, I never thought he should have got sent down. And if you had to choose between him or Hancock, it's Evans 100% of the time. Hell, like I said, I like Evans even more than Castillo and Miller. That's really saying something. And Pasquantino flies out. There we go. To Dominic Canzone in right field, 1 away. Next up for the Royals, third baseman, Michael Garcia. Top of the 6th inning, 1-0 Mariner lead. Let's go, baby. Yeah, we definitely could use some more bats, and especially right-handed bats that are consistent. We got a couple guys that are switch hitters with like Cal and Polo, but whenever we go against a lefty pitcher and we have primarily righty lineup, we fucking suck. It's not good at all, and so hopefully, bringing back Eugenio Suarez, that could definitely solve, some of the problems, but I don't know if the Diamondbacks would be willing to get rid of him. And the Mariners should have never got rid of him to begin with. That's a guy that should have been a part of this team for many years to come. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Michael Garcia. 2-1 pitch, and he grounds out to Cole Young. Cole Young, throw to first. Luke Raley is there. Bang! 2 away. Next up is catcher Salvador Perez. But also, too, I can predict many plays, and how things are going to go. I've been a fan of this team for 40 years. I know I may look young and whatnot, but, there's not going to be very many people that watch every single game, every single pitch from beginning to end. And, again, I think that I got a little bit better of an eye than maybe some of the people there on the staff. And I know he's young, and again, sometimes you can't get caught with name recognition. It's like fantasy football. If you end up picking guys that are popular names, that doesn't mean that you're going to win a championship. Just because a guy's popular doesn't mean that he's going to do well, for things like fantasy and in real life. And, again, we have guys that, have names that have already been established, like Bryce Miller, who's been hurt this year, and Luis Castillo, who's been on and off. But we'll see where it goes here moving forward. And Salvador Perez, nice double on a sharp line drive to Randy Arozarena. And now they're in play here to possibly get on the board. And we got a mound visit with Rave up next. And John Rave in the 6 hole is 0 for 2. So we got a runner at second. Salvador Perez, always a thorn in our side, like Jose Altuve for the Astros. They always find a way to do damage against us. But luckily at this point, it's 1-0 Mariners, and hopefully it'll stay that way for Logan Evans. I mean, he's got a 3-2 record, a 3.38 ERA coming into the game. His 2 losses were on the road. And again, with a team like the Mariners, sometimes you're going to get run support, and other games you're only going to score 1 to 3 runs. And, Mariners really aren't built for winning when they score 1 to 3. Usually it's 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We hit that number, then 90% of the time we're going to win. And Logan Evans' day is done, and they're going to bring in Casey Legomina. I don't know if I agree with this, but again, it's based off, I believe, pitch count. So let me take a look to see if that was the reason. So he's at 95 pitches, and that was the max that they wanted him at. So again, they don't want to push it. And again, he pitched fantastic. You got to think he had a 3-hitter. He just gave up that double to Salvador Perez, but it's like he never really, he did get himself into a couple jams where there was bases loaded, but he didn't give up anything. So fantastic start, for his first time back, since we called him down and then called him back up. Logan Evans, you're the man. And again, if it was any other starter, we might be down 2-1, 3-1, 4-1 right now. So hopefully management isn't stupid and they keep him on the team. Well, it's based off pitch count. So, again, you got to be able to understand you don't want a guy to throw out his arm. But, when a guy's on a 3-hitter and hasn't give up anything, a lot of our starters lately, even our best, Logan Gilbert and Brian Wu, Kirby, Castillo, and Hancock, a lot of them have been giving up like 4 runs or more lately in their starts. So for a guy to give up 0, and he's been in AAA for the last few weeks, that really says a lot about his skill set. And, again, hopefully Legomina will be able to get us out of this, I don't want to say jam, we got a guy at second, but hopefully we can get out of this inning unscathed with still a 1-0 lead. All right, come on, Legomina. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and inside with a 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to John Rave. 2-0 pitch, strike right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Legomina to Rave. Come on, Casey. 2-1 pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball. Not looking good here. He's all over the place. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second, Salvador Perez, and 2 outs. Mariners hanging on to a 1-run lead. Let's go. Three 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to John Rave. Come on, baby. Get out of this inning, Casey. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. Low and at the knees. Count still remains. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second with 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th with a 1-0 Mariner lead. Three-two pitch, fouled off high and away. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Come on, Casey. What's good, brother? 3-2 pitch, and there is a walk. And I highly doubt that Logan Evans would have walked him there. Now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. But again, he had a 3-hitter, didn't give up any runs, and he was at 95 pitches. So again, could he have gone another 5 to 7 pitches and got us out of the inning? Probably, but it is what it is. You don't want to waste an arm like that, but who knows? Knowing the Mariners, they'll probably send him back down, but I like him a lot more than half of our staff. All right, next up is Nick Lofton. First pitch, and Lofton flies out to Dominic Canzone, and there is the end of the inning. There we go. Nice job, Legomina. Sometimes you're just waiting for someone to chase like Julio, and we got it out of Nick Lofton. No patience out of Lofton, and we appreciate that. Leave him stranded, baby. All right, let's go to the bottom of the sixth, and let's see if we can get another run on the board. Next up, for the Mariners, 0 for 2, left fielder Randy Arozarena. 4 home runs in the last 3 games. Can he end up making it 5 home runs in the last 4? And this is the first time that he's hit home runs in 3 consecutive games since he was on the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs, I believe around 2020. So it's not common for Randy to homer in 3 straight games, and this is game number 4 in the series. So we'll see what we get out of Randy. Hopefully something good, even a single. Batting second, 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. He's man. He's the man. Jorge Polanco. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a double and a walk, first baseman Luke Raley. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to our goal of 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. We're at 298 to go, and it looks like we're at 58. We need 2 more to get to 60. Now we're at 59. Thank you so much. We've gained 5 subs already in the stream. And again, just smash that like button to help us with the algorithm. We have at least 40 people in the room that haven't smashed the like button yet, regardless if you live in the United States or somewhere abroad. It takes 1 second to hit that like button to show the love and support to the channel. Yeah. But again, the Mariners ended up sending Logan Evans down when he ended up pitching 8 innings and had one of the best starts out of any pitcher for the Mariners in 2 years. The last time that we had a guy go 8 innings, right, was Logan Gilbert in 2024 at that point. And again, you know, it was very weird to see him get called down when he played great. But, you know, we'll see where it goes. But again, a 3-hitter and not giving up any runs, I mean, hopefully the management isn't blind, but, you know, it is what it is. And sometimes things, you know, end up being a management decision based on the money that they're owed, you know, compared to being a guy that's fresh from AAA. But, you know, I can tell who I trust and who I don't trust. And I definitely trust Logan Evans. First pitch, high and away. 0-1 count to Randy Arozarena. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss to Randy Arozarena from Seth Lugo, still in there. 0-2 pitch, and Arozarena pops out to first baseman Vinny Pasquantino in foul territory, 1 away. It's okay, Randy, I still love you. Next up, DHing today, Jorge Polanco, 2 for 2, home run and a double. Let's keep it going. First pitch, calling a strike right down the middle with a slurve ball, slider curve, 78 miles an hour by Seth Lugo. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, called a strike right down the middle there again. Curveball, no balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out, and we got a batter timeout for Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Polo. Oh, 2 pitch. And Jorge Polanco strikes out looking. 3 pitches, rare. 2 away. Not ideally what you want after a batter timeout to take strike 3 right down the middle, but you know he's got the home run for us so far, so we'll take it. All right, next up is Luke Raley. First pitch, low and at the knees with the curveball, 1-0 count. Come on, Luke. On deck is Dominic Canzone. Come on, Luke. 1-0 pitch. And Raley hustling down the first base line. Go, 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 baby. Okay, Luke. Bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Mariner lead. And Luke Raley singles on a ground ball to second baseman Jonathan India. And then Luke Raley goes from first to second on a throwing error by Jonathan India. There we go. So he ended up getting a double out of that. Great job by Luke Raley. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch to Dom. Takes a strike there. Low and away in the zone. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count 0-2 to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And down goes Dominic Canzone in 3 pitches. Not ideal. And that is the end of the 6th inning. 1-0 Seattle lead. You know, it's like we find a way finally to get like a guy on base, you know, out of like, you know, 3 guys in that inning, but we just have a hard time being able to get back-to-back hits. Like we're able to get maybe 1 or 2, but when we need that 3rd one, we can't get it. And again, that's why home runs are so crucial for the Mariners, because there's going to be a lot of times we're going to leave them stranded and we need that home run, you know, to kind of get us going. And, you know, even though we hit that home run in the 4th, we still are waiting for the starters to exit, at least on the Seth Lugo side. And then hopefully they'll have a meltdown with their, you know, relievers. And then we can end up getting to 2, 3, and possibly 4 before the game is up. Next up for the Royals, 0 for 1, hit by pitch, DHing in the 8-hole, Freddie Fermin. Batting second, 0 for 2 in the 9-hole, center fielder, Kyle Isbell. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, second baseman Jonathan India. Trident's up, let's go M's. And I'm not sure if they're going to keep Legumina out there or not. He only had 9 pitches. We'll find out here momentarily. I would assume so. Try to rest our bullpen as much as we can. Now, unfortunately, this is the setup. You know, again, it's many layers. You know, where I got, you know, obviously the ticker at the bottom, and then my information on the bottom with my header. You know, the baseball cards on the side, and spinning logo on the MLB there. But yeah, I can't make the scoreboard or anything, you know, any bigger or smaller. Unfortunately, that's where it's set at there. So. But again, a lot of people watch it on phones and TVs, so I'm not really sure if you're just watching on a cell phone and whatnot, but you can always expand your screen on your cell phone as well and to zoom in, and that might help out as well. 0-1 pitch, and Fermin, line drive, and Julio is there, 1 away. Nice job, J-Rod. Down goes Freddie Fermin. Next up is center fielder Kyle Isbell. Casey Legumina is still out there, obviously with only 9 pitches in that last inning. No surprise. Captain in the building, what's good? We missed you, bro. Cole has been trying to hold it down while you have been gone. And we have a 1-0 lead with Jorge Polanco solo dinger, and hopefully we get a little bit more. 0-1 pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball there. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kyle Isbell. $40 more likes to go and 98 more on the Dono train. 2-1 pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike from Legumina to Isbell. Three-one pitch, strike with the sinker low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. We're in the top of the 7th with a 1-0 lead. Pitch fouled off. Right down the middle with the four-seam fastball. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Isbell. 3-2 pitch, and that is a walk. Next up for the Royals, second baseman Jonathan India. I am getting the new hat on the Logan Gilbert post, through the Mariners on socials. I am going to get it. And coincidentally, the hat that I'm wearing right now is from last year's 4th of July giveaway against the Orioles. So it's a trucker hat. And obviously, I'm very excited to get it. It's maybe not as cool as the J.P. Crawford basketball jersey, which is one of the cooler things, that is available. Hell, the J.P. Crawford basketball jersey is much cooler than what we have for the MLB All-Star Game jerseys. Again, hopefully they'll go back to whites and road jerseys, for the American League and National League. But the reason that they make them every year is that they want to make money. But it's like, how many people are actually going to buy an ugly All-Star jersey? Like 10 people, so I know it's going to be more than that, but it just seems like the designs are not good. I feel like the last 5, 6, 7, All-Star jerseys have been hideous, and I would never buy, the last time that they were good was a long time ago. And the best part about it is when they would wear, whites and then road, their own jerseys, for their respective teams. But at that point, then they can't make money off the jersey sales. But if the jerseys are ugly, who the fuck's going to buy them, right? 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jonathan India. 2-2 pitch, high and inside with the four-seam fastball. Now count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Top of the 7th with a 1-0 lead. And India walks. God, get Legomina's ass out of there. 0.2 innings pitched, 2 walks, 23 pitches and 12 strikes for Legomina. Lugo, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. He's at 90. So they may have him come back out for 1 more. I guess it just depends on who they have in the pen and what kind of faith they have in him or not. They had Logan Evans exit with 95, but he's at 90 at this point. So he may or may not come back, for the 7th. All right, next up is Bobby Witt Jr., who's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Come on, Legomina. Don't be a fucking bum. Another guy that I don't really like. I don't like Vargas. I don't like Legomina. I don't like Snyder. I don't like Trent Thornton. There's I would say probably 80% of the guys that we have in the pen I don't like. I love Brash. I love Bizardo. And I love Munoz. And now we bring in another guy that I don't like from Legomina. Now we bring in Vargas, who is all over the place. So I guess we'll figure out if we get the good Vargas, maybe we'll still be up 1-0. We get the bad Vargas, we're going to be down 2-1, maybe in a heartbeat here. Still at 33. And then Judge and Ohtani coming into today's games, we're at 30. So I don't know if Ohtani or Judge have played today and homered yet. I haven't been able to look, since I've been calling this game. But as of this morning, Raleigh had a 3 home run lead. So. And Logan Evans pitched magnificently, 3-hitter. And again, the only reason that they had him exit a little bit early than we wanted is because he was at 95 pitches in the pitch count. But you couldn't have asked for a better debut from sitting in AAA for weeks, which felt like months after they sent him down for having one of the best games a Mariner pitcher has had in 2 years. Pitching 8 solid innings with a shitload of Ks and a masterpiece. And then they did him dirty and sent him down to the Tacoma Rainiers. And if you noticed, after they sent him down, we went on a skid. It was not good baseball karma, right? It's like we had 9 consecutive, series win streak. And then all of a sudden Logan Evans is in there playing great, pitching 8 solid innings. The first time a pitcher has done that since 2024, Logan Gilbert. And what do? You reward him by what? interviewing him, dumping the Gatorade, and then the next day sending him down to AAA for weeks on end. Stupid, you know. But hopefully they'll, you know, smarten up and realize that, you know, he's got more potential than Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, Emerson Hancock. And again, I trust him even more than George Kirby right now, because Kirby missed the first 50 games with shoulder inflammation, and he had that 14K game. But how many starts does Kirby look like shit? You know, Castillo has looked like, you know, hit or miss. Hancock doesn't look good lately. Kirby overall hasn't been good. You know, it's like we can trust Logan Gilbert and Brian Wu, but, you know, to me, Evans is the third most trustworthy. You know, even over Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, and obviously most definitely over Emerson Hancock. But we'll see what we get here out of Carlos Vargas, a relief pitcher I don't like whatsoever. First pitch, low and away to Bobby Witt Jr., 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, and Witt singles on a line drive to center. Julio throws it in. Isbell scores, and Jonathan India to third. And just like that, the stupid-ass motherfucker ends up giving up a run, and now we're tied. Great job, Carlos Vargas. Like, why are we even bringing this motherfucker in? Like, every time he comes in, like, more times than not, he fucks up 85% of the time. 15% of the time, he'll get us, you know, out of a jam. But again, I mean, 85% to 15%. And it sucks because we don't get to use Brash and Bizardo every day. So you're stuck, you know, with guys like Vargas and Legomina and Snyder and these type of guys, Thornton, that you just don't trust. And a lot of times you're either going to win or lose based on what those guys do for an inning or two, you know. And it's like that 3-hitter by Logan Evans is fucking wasted because you got this guy that is, you know, like a poor man's Luis Castillo. He thinks that he can just throw 95 to 100 and no one's going to hit him, but he can't hit the fucking strike zone. Brutal. And then we get Bobby Witt Jr. to steal a bag, 24 on the season. Now we're really going to need the bats to come alive, and hopefully after Seth Lugo, if he's done, hopefully they have a meltdown as well. They have a Vargas on their end that we can rough up. Come on, baby. Top of the 7th, we're tied up at 1. And Pasquantino singles on a ground ball to Dominic Canzone. Jonathan India scores. Bobby Witt Jr. scores. Great. Fantastic. Now we're down 3-1. Great decision-making, Dan. I could have told you that that wasn't the right guy to bring in. I mean, again, you would have been much better off, you know, again, and I know they don't want to use some of the other guys. They want to save them for the Pirate series, right? You know, but again, it's like if you end up throwing in the wrong guy, you know, this is now a game that we should have won. You know, now we might lose unless the bats can bail us out. Nice job, Vargas, you fucking bum. Stupid, man. And the person that, you know, is going to hurt the most, right, is going to be Logan Evans with the 3-hitter. I mean, we could have won if you brought in Brash, Brazzardo, Gabe Spire. Like, literally, you have to throw in like the 5th, 6th best guy and just pray that it works, you know, with Legomina and Vargas. Idiots. Yeah. Well, again, I'm going to predict, you know, a lot of things in this because, again, there's not very many people that are going to watch every single pitch, every single game from beginning to end. And again, I stream pretty much every game, and I've been watching this team for 40 years. So I kind of understand, you know, what pieces are good and what pieces are not good. 2-0 pitch. Low and away. Jesus Christ. Why is he still in? 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 pitch. And there's fucking 4 straight pitches for a walk. And again, you know, when you follow a team as closely as I do, you know, nothing is really going to fall through the cracks. And, you know, realistically, we lost this game now because, again, you got to think about the body language and the aura and the vibe that we had with Logan Evans. You know, first game back, you know, from AAA, 3-hitter. We have a 1-0 lead. Then you bring in fucking Legomina and Vargas. Like, that's the best that you want to go with. We should have brought in Bizardo or Brash or Spire. And just like that, stupid ass Vargas, you know, giving up these runs. And I mean, and they still have runners at first and second with 1 out. Like, Dan is not the brightest. He's not the smartest guy. Now, he's probably slightly better than Service, because we already knew what we got from him. But, this is a series that we should have won 3 out of 4. And now we're probably going to split. And again, if we want to be able to catch up to the Astros, in the division and make the wild card for sure, we can't be doing dumb shit like this and thinking, we need to save Brash and Bizzardo for the Pirates. Fuck that. Win this game. And figure it out later for tomorrow. We got Skeens and Kirby on Sunday, and we're going to have Brian Wu tomorrow. Find a way to be able to win the series. Don't throw in some shitty fucking relievers and just think that it's going to work out. And once they end up going in there, motherfucking pull them. Or you could already tell, when a pitcher is shaky, that it's going to go to 1-1 and 2-1 and 3-1. Like, you have to understand, when a guy is on and when a guy is not. And Dan Wilson is one of those guys. He just kind of just throws a guy in there, and no matter if they do good or bad, he just says, fuck it. And he just rolls the dice, But again, if you're going to manage like that, we're not going to make the playoffs if he keeps managing this way. Terrible. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Salvador Perez. Motherfucking terrible. Anna in the building. What's good? One-two pitch, fouled off with the slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and second and 1 out. But, there's a lot of guys that are in the bullpen that I wouldn't even have on this team, period. I wouldn't even want them on AAA. And we got an injury delay. But again, I don't like Trent Thornton. Cut his ass. Vargas, cut his ass. Snyder, cut his ass. There's just so many of them that, I just, again, Brash, fantastic. Bizzardo, fantastic. Munoz, the closer, fantastic. Everyone else can go to hell. Everyone else is just not trustworthy, And again, hopefully we can get 2 or 3 relief pitchers, either starters that we can convert to the pen or get other guys that are bullpen pitchers from other teams. And, instead of getting guys every year in free agency, with Polo and Garver, and then this year with Mastroboni and Solano. Fuck that. Bring guys up from the farm, and then, if you're going to spend money, in the off season, spend it on pitchers only, and again, the team will be better. We have plenty of guys in the farm. We got the #1 farm team, in MLB. You got plenty of guys that play catcher, first, second, third, outfield that we can, call up at some point or another. But, you can never have enough pitchers. But apparently the Mariners don't understand that. So fucking Vargas. What a fucking bum, dude. Ruining Logan Evans' 3-hitter, And this is a game that we should have won. And I honestly think that if we were still sitting at 1-0 or 1-1, that we would be able to get a couple more runs in these last 3 innings. But now being down 2, it's going to take a hell of a lot to come back. And Salvador Perez grounds out into a force out. Vargas to Cole Young, Pasquantino to third, Michael Garcia out at second, and now we have 2 away. A little too late, Vargas, you idiot. All right, now we have Rave coming up next, and hopefully we can stop the bleeding here. But it shows you how important the bullpen really is. You had Logan Evans just dominate the whole game, and then in a matter of 5 minutes, bringing in a shitty-ass bullpen pitcher, the lead evaporated from 1-0 to 1-1 to 2-1 to 3-1, and it's not looking good. And Rave grounds out to Cole Young, throw to Luke Raley, and got him. And we finally get out of the inning, but not after Carlos Vargas. And if you notice, I never show photos of any of the guys in the pen unless I like them and they're good. So you're going to see plenty of Brash photos, plenty of Bizzardo photos, plenty of Munoz photos, but you're probably not going to get anybody else because they're not trustworthy. And Vargas fucking it up again for us. Nice job, Carlos, you idiot. All right, here we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th, and let's pray that we can get some bats to come alive. And we're going to need another home run, plain and simple. We're not going to be able to win by just hit, and an RBI. We're going to need at least one more home run to get back into it. Next up, third baseman, 0 for 2, Ben Williamson. Batting second, 0 for 2, second baseman, Cole Young. And batting third, 1 for 3, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up. Let's go M's. Yeah, so once a starting pitcher exits, again, they can't come back into the game no matter who it is. My phone is blowing up. Vargas is booty cheeks. And I said, yes, agreed. Brutal. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. And we're still looking for another dono on our dono train. Something's got to give, baby. Let's go. Yeah, but the thing is, Supa, you can't say that you saw it from a long ways away, because if we would have brought in Brash and Bizzardo, we probably would still be up 1-0. So it's all about who you bring in, so based on if I like a guy or if I don't like a guy, every once in a while, these guys like Snyder and Thornton and Legomina and Vargas will play well, and, they'll get out of the jams and, keep us in the game. But more times than not, if those average to below average guys in the pen come in and fuck it up, again, if we would have brought Brash and Spire or Bizzardo, our top 3 guys in the pen, we wouldn't be down 3-1 more than likely. Is it possible that we're down 3-1 by bringing those guys in and they fuck up? Yeah, anything is possible. But I highly believe that, if we would have brought in Gabe Spire, Bizzardo or Brash, we would still be up 1-0 more than likely, or at the very least tied up 1-1. So to say that you saw it coming, I don't know about that, my guy. I mean, you're not even a Mariner fan, so you have to understand who it is and, what type of rotation that we have. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Lugo to Williamson. And now we got a batter timeout, and they got Lugo still out there in the 7th. Yeah, Vargas blows games all the time. All the time. Again, every once in a while, like I would say if you give him 10 opportunities, Vargas will fuck up 7 times, maybe 8. And there'll be like 1 or 2 times that he plays good, but I think that's pretty accurate. It's not even 50-50. And Williamson on 2-2 pitch. Here we go. Singles to right fielder John Rave. Nice base knock by Ben Williamson. Throw into second to be able to hold him there. There we go. Nice job by Big Ben. Nice job, Williamson. All right, here we go. Next up, second baseman Cole Young. First pitch and a foul bunt. We finally get a bunt, and that's another thing that we haven't been doing on a regular basis since we had our 9 consecutive series win streak. Another thing that, Dan Wilson is lacking. I mean, you got access to Seitzer, Edgar Martinez, and Ichiro. And yeah, our overall team batting average has improved dramatically from last year, but we're still not playing small ball. It's like we're playing baseball, but we're not playing with strategy, and again, you need to have a good manager to be able to set your team up to win. And I don't think Dan Wilson has the brains for it. I mean, he's better than Scott Service, but not by much. 0-1 pitch. And another foul tip with the cutter behind in the count 0-2 to Cole Young. 0-2 pitch. Low and at the knees, fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Well, the manager is doing it because our bullpen is tired and they're saving it for the Pirates series. The Pirates won 6 in a row at home. Skeens was supposed to not pitch against our team, but now he's pitching on Sunday against Kirby. So again, they're looking ahead, to try to save some of our guys. But again, if you look too far ahead instead of looking in front of you and getting the job done here, we could have won 3 out of 4 and still, ended up winning those games against the Pirates instead of putting in a shitty player, in the pen in. I mean, literally Vargas is probably out of like 8 guys, he's probably like 6th. As far as talent, so again, it's like bringing in a 6th best guy out of 8, and you think that that's going to be good enough to be able to hang on. Like, you got to be better than that. And I get it. You don't want to use Brash. You don't want to use Spire or Bizzardo, but now you're paying the price, by putting in a guy that isn't really reliable. 2-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. 1 away. Damn it, Cole. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go, JP. We got a mound visit. Yeah, but even Gabe isn't as reliable as he was, at the beginning of the year. At one point, he was super hot at the beginning of the year with Munoz, and then he kind of hit a wall where he wasn't good, and he was, giving up wild pitches that were bringing in runs from third. He was giving up home runs and ribbies. So Bizzardo has passed him as the second best guy in the pen now. So Spire now is probably third, but, if he doesn't start getting a little bit more, consistent, he'll drop down to fourth, and someone else will take his spot. So now we got Urseg coming in now against JP, another pitching change. And hopefully this will be the pitcher that we need to get it done. Gabe used to be our number 2, but lately he's not been reliable. It's like he's, we don't have too many lefties. It was pretty much Gabe Spire, and we had Taylor Saucedo, who was probably our worst guy last year. We already sent him down, at the beginning of the year. And again, it's like we need more righty batters that are consistent, and we need more lefties in the pen. But yeah, I mean, Gabe is a name, but again, Bizzardo has been more consistent to overtake him for the number 2 guy in the pen. So, but Brash by far is the most consistent pitcher that we have overall on the team, no matter what position. Starting pitcher, closer, or bullpen. Brash is number 1. He is the most consistent guy that we got. So, hasn't fucked up once all year. I mean, gave up a home run yesterday, but we still won. So, I mean, his ERA was 0 pretty much the whole year, and now it's like 0.49. No one else can say that. So, yeah, but the thing is that if we had better pitchers, we would be at 1-1, So again, we still have 2 to 3 innings left, and we're one of the top 3 teams in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And this is kind of our MO. We either come out of the gates a roaring and we end up scoring 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, or we end up scoring 1 to 3 runs, but we have to sometimes wait for the starter to go out and then to be able to do some damage. But you're not a very consistent watcher on this channel, and you don't watch the Mariners like we do here every single game. So I think we understand, what this team is capable of. First pitch, high and away from Urseg to JP, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, called a strike, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to JP Crawford. Come on, baby. Now we got a batter timeout. Yeah, but you have to understand too, hitting needs to be there, but we have more games that are lost by our bullpen than anything. Starting pitching used to be good, but lately they've been giving up 4 runs or more, and again, when we won 9 consecutive series in a row, we were averaging 6 runs a game for a month and a half. Now we're averaging like 1 to 3. It's kind of hard to fucking win games when you're only getting 1 to 3. And then on top of that, if the bullpen is blowing games for you late. So, I mean, all it takes is one pitcher to have a meltdown like Vargas did and the game's over. Mentally you look up at the scoreboard, it's 3-1, but it feels like 5-1. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off with the changeup. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Urseg to JP. Yeah, Brash obviously coming fresh off the Tommy John. And again, if we had Brash last year, we would have made the playoffs. He can single-handedly help you win 5 to 10 more games when he's in there. And JP Crawford on a 2-2 pitch flies out sharply to center fielder Kyle Isbell, 2 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. And we got a mound visit. Come on, J-Rod. Let's go, Captain. We got 100 people in the room. First pitch to Julio, high and away with the 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Urseg on the mound, Julio in the box. Bottom of the 7th, we're down 3-1. And again, after, putting in Legomina and Vargas, realistically, we're not going to see, Brash, Bizzardo, or Munoz now. And those are our 3 best. So again, now we're just going to have to go with guys that are average or below average. And, since Vargas put us in this hole, it's not like we're going to be able to, put someone good in the game. They're just going to save those guys for the Pirate Series. So unless the offense, can get into high gear in the 8th and the 9th, we're fucked. I mean, hard to win games when you only put up 1, but also too late, you need to be able to have guys that step up, and it's been rough here. Pickoff attempt at first. 1 ball and 1 strike from Urseg to Julio. 7 more likes to 80. Let's get there. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Help us get to 100 before the stream ends. And we're still looking for another dono on our dono train. Maybe that's why we haven't scored. Sports gods notice. They know. One pitch. Fouled off with the 4-seam fastball right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. If there was a time that Julio could homer here and get us to a 3-3 tie, it would give us the momentum more than likely to win the game. But it's a big if and a big ask for Julio at this point. 0 for 2 with a walk, a stolen bag, but he's got 2 Ks. Come on, J-Rod. One-two pitch, low and away, ball in the dirt. 85 miles an hour with that slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Urseg to Julio. Shep in the building. What's good, brother? Just grinding, man. How are you doing, my guy? Good to see you in the room. 2-2 pitch, high and inside, 4-seam fastball, 5 feet off the plate. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. Urseg on the mound, Julio in the box. Come on, J-Rod. Three-two pitch. And big swing and a miss for Julio. It's like a broken record. And down go the Mariners. End of the 7th inning. We're down 3-1. All right, let's go to the top of the 8th and see who's up next for the Royals. Next up for the Royals, left fielder 0 for 3, Nick Lofton. Batting second in the 8-hole, 0 for 2, and a hit by pitch, DHing Freddie Fermin. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a run, center fielder in the 9-hole, Kyle Isbell. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We're going to need a miracle. We need 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, or 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. But again, we've only have, we got 6 hits, so we have more hits than the Royals do. They have 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error. We have 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors, but Polo with a solo dinger, and that's pretty much it. We need more. But Vargas definitely fucked that game for us. And that's what happens when you don't bring in guys that are qualified and you're looking ahead. You know, and I feel like that's been a regular thing lately for Dan Wilson. Looking too far ahead into the next series. Now, Mitch, the x-rays were negative on his jaw. Otherwise, if he would have broke his jaw, now we're bringing in Bizzardo. Well, if you're going to bring in Bizzardo late, you should have brought him in at the fucking beginning. So at least we're bringing in our second best guy in the pen here late, but we're down 2. So well, hopefully we'll keep it to 3-1, and we just have to pray for a miracle. And we have to pray that we can find a way to win 4-3 in 10, 11, or 12. That's a big if. Never over till it's over. Oh, well, Julio won the game for us and got an RBI yesterday, if you forgot. So, you know, everyone loves to shit on Julio, you know, left and right, including myself. But we have to make sure that we remember the times where he actually does, you know, get RBIs to help us win. So, you know, it's just not going to be as often as Cal Raleigh. You got to separate the two. Cal is not Julio, and Julio's not Cal. They're in different categories. Cal Raleigh's like Ken Griffey Jr. Julio Rodriguez isn't even a top 50 player. So we have to start realizing that he's more on like the Randy Polo kind of level, maybe even lower. Hell, even Victor Robles is better than Julio in my opinion. So, Julio is Julio. He's going to be who he is, just an undisciplined player at the plate. But still, with that being said, at some point or another, he'll still help us from time to time. 0-2 pitch. And Lofton getting called out on strikes on pitch number 3. Nice job by Bizzardo. Should have brought him in first over Legomena and Vargas, and maybe we would still be up 1-0. Or maybe even at the worst case scenario, we're tied 1-1. One away. Nice job by Bizzardo. First pitch from Bizzardo to Freddie Fermin. Thinker, low and away, 96 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, Bizzardo. Bizzardo on the mound. Freddie Fermin, 0 for 2, and a hit by pitch in the box. Nick in the building. What's good, brother? Go Ducks. Yeah, I mean, a lot of our guys have been used, but again, you're not going to see typically Brash, Bizzardo, and Munoz every day. So we need better, players to fill in for our top guys. So that way we don't have guys that just suck that come in like Vargas. 1-1 pitch. And big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Bizzardo to Fermin. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Royals. And Fermin on the 1-2 pitch ends up flying out. And there we go. Out number 2 off that 1-2 pitch. Flies out to JP Crawford, 2 away. Good defense there by JP. Next up, center fielder Kyle Isbell. Let's go, Bizzardo. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Bizzardo on the mound, Kyle Isbell in the box. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Royals. 1-0 pitch. Strike with the sinker, low and in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Isbell. One pitch, and another strike in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now we have a batter timeout. And that is a 1-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. There we go. Nice job by Bizzardo. Kyle Isbell strikes out looking. All right, here we go. We got 2 innings to go to get 2 runs, either 2 in the 8th or 2 in the 9th, or 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. And then we just have to pray that we can find a way to get the bats to come alive here. But at least we have a good lineup. Next up, 0 for 3 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 0 for 3, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, 2 for 3 with a home run and a double, Jorge Polanco. So these are the 3 guys that you would want up. The number 1 home run king in 2025, 33 home runs. Best catcher in the game, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Randy Arozarena, 4 home runs in 3 games. Can he get home run number 5 in 4 games? I don't know, but we'll find out. And the guy that hit the home run early in the game in the 4th to give us the 1-0 lead, Jorge Polanco. So again, this might be the inning that we do it. If we don't get it here, potentially it could be Luke Raley, Canzone, and Williamson. So in the 9th, and not as strong as of a lineup at that point. So we'll see. Because the Mariners are, they have so many players with so many spots, and that's their decision. I mean, hell, we had Trent Thornton on the team who gave up 5 home runs in the first 15 games, and his ERA was like $1 billion, and he's still on the team. So it's like we've definitely sent guys down and cut guys, but we only have so many spots where you just can't. If you got like 8 relievers, you can't cut 6 of them. It's like you got to end up keeping some of these guys, and it's not like there's great talent in relief pitching that is available for us to swoop up right now. Obviously before the trade deadline, we might be able to grab 2 or 3 relief pitchers, which I believe we will, but it's just not like you can just send guys down and then hope that a guy from single A, high A, double A, triple A is going to be able to fill the spot. Every team, struggles with bullpen pitching. It's not just the Mariners. Every team goes through it. No team in baseball has got, 8 solid pieces in the pen. It just doesn't work like that. Let them know, Stand With Ukraine. 5 more likes to 80. Let's get to a hundo. And we're still looking for another dono on our dono train. We're at 298 to go. Raleigh, Rosarina, Polo. Let's go. And a nice job by Bizzardo. And it just makes you think if they would have went with Bizzardo, even after Legomina or before, maybe the game is 1-0 still. 1-1 at the worst. And then we would be in great position here to win. So pressure is on. And hopefully we can find a way to either get a home run or 2 here in the last 2 innings or get back-to-back hits. And then we can get an RBI to get it to 3-2. And then we'll only need 1 in the 9th. Gained 4 more subs, almost 10 already. Ten subs gained in this stream alone. 68 to go to get to 21,000. Shout out to the 10 new subs that we've acquired here today. All right, come on, Ems. Let's go, Cal. Let's go, Randy. Let's go, Polo. Bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Royals. For this commercial break, and we'll get right back into the action. Let's go. Gonna need a miracle. Down by 2. And the only run so far is that home run by Jorge Polanco. Now they're bringing in another pitcher, Clark. Taylor Clark is coming in, replacing Lucas Urseg. So hopefully this will be the meltdown that we're looking for. Come on, Cal. Let's go, baby. We need home run number 34 right here. Connect, Cal. Let's go, baby. Cal obviously a little off, 0 for 3 with a K. And in game 1, he was 0 for 4 with Julio. Hard to win games, when you have your potentially 2 best guys, not really playing up to their potential. And now they're making a catching change as well. And Cal pops up to the third baseman, Michael Garcia. Golly, way too easy. Golly. And Randy up. And Randy strikes out swinging. Are you fucking kidding me? Unbelievable. And now we're going to have what? Luke Raley? Unreal. It's like we got to be able to work the count a little bit more. And with Cal and Randy there, geez Louise, man. But at least Polo getting on with a ground rule double on a line drive to the right field line. So at least we got somebody that's coming up. Nice job by Polo. He's keeping us in the matchup. Next up is Luke Raley. All right, we got a mound visit now. Anna, I agree. You know, sometimes when you end up, being down by 2, it feels like 4. It's like almost doubled and whatnot. But again, Cal hasn't really been that good since they announced that he was going to be in the home run derby. It's cool that he's going to have his dad pitch to him and his brother catch. But, you seeing him, kind of work in batting practice for the home run derby. But ever since he's done that, he's been 0 for 4 twice. So something needs to change. It's like, I get it, getting the reps in for the home run derby and whatnot. And James Wood is another individual that got added in with Ronald Acuna. But now they're going to bring in another pitching change. Estevez is coming in to replace Clark. So that's why we've had a couple of these delays. But Cal ending up popping out to third to Michael Garcia. That was way too fast. Rosarina strikes out swinging to make it 2 away. And then at least Polo got a ground rule double on the line drive to at least get someone in position. And now we have to pray that Luke Raley can do something magical here. Obviously, best case scenario, 2-run jack to tie it up 3-3. But even if he gets an RBI single to make it 3-2, that could definitely help. Come on, Luke. Yeah, but again, he's our best player on the team. He's the best catcher in baseball. It's again, he's already doing things that no catcher has ever done in the history of the MLB. So, we want to make sure that he doesn't get fatigued and, tire out or get injured in the second half of the season. Because if he gets injured, we have 0% chance of making the playoffs. Even if he plays the whole season, we might still not make it. So hopefully we can find a way to get that wild card. 1-0 pitch, high and away with that 4-seam fastball from Estevez. 2 balls and no strikes to Luke Raley. 2-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Estevez to Raley. Let's go, baby. Come on, Luke. We need an RBI single or a 2-run jack. And I don't know if a 2-run jack is in the cards here, but we need to get at least 1. Because if we go down 3-1 in the 9th, it's going to be tough. Not impossible, but pretty hard. 2-1 pitch. And paints the corner beautifully on that pitch, high and away. Changeup. 86 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second, Polo, and 2 outs. And 2-2 pitch, and Raley flies out, and that is out number 3, and we leave 1 stranded. Brutal. All right. Well, realistically, we're going to lose 3-1, but hopefully we can find a way to get 1 or 2 here in the 9th inning. But we also have to see who's coming in, pitching wise, and hopefully we keep it at 3-1. Obviously, if they score any more, it's a guaranteed loss. And even at this point, it feels like a loss. But, hard to win games when you only score 1 to 3 runs. And, we didn't get enough production out of our lineup here today. And it's sad because this guy right here, pitched magnificently. His first start in weeks, which felt like months, a no-hitter, almost 3-hitter, when the score was 1-0. And then, bringing in Legumina and Vargas, killed all the momentum that we had. So, but it's not over till it's over. We've had, games like this where I thought, this is done, where we were down 5-0 in the 8th inning against the Astros, and we scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings, and we won 7-6. But, you know, you have to have a meltdown by the opposing pitcher. And if you don't have a meltdown, you know, like we did with Zach Pop, you know, a few days back, then we're not coming back. So we'll see what happens here, but hopefully we find a way. But again, it's like Dan Wilson needs to realize you need to coach based on the game that's in front of you and not coach based on the games that are, you know, up and coming. You know, it's like saving too many of the guys in the pen, you know, for future games. You don't know what the score is going to be in those games, where if we have Brian Wu, you know, pitching tomorrow, you know, we don't know if we're going to be up or down in that game, where we might not be able to use, you know, Gabe Spire, Bizzardo, or Matt Brash or Munoz. So I feel like, you know, he might be better than Scott Service slightly, but there's a lot of things that need to improve. And now we bring in Trent Thornton. Golly. Oh, no. I mean, there's a chance that Thornton, you know, pitches good, but, you know, you got to remember at the beginning of the year, he gave up 5 homers in the first like 15 games. And after he came back from the IL, he's been like 50-50. 50% of the games he's been lights out good, and the other 50 he's looked like shit. So not ideally the guy that you want up to keep the score 3-1. So based on bringing a guy like this in, it's pretty much the Mariners have given up. They're like, okay, we're bringing in this guy. We don't want to use any of our quality guys, even though they use Bizzardo. And we'll see what happens here. Hopefully we'll be 3-1 by the time we go to the bottom of the 9th. First pitch called strike with the cutter right down the middle, 0-1 count. Good start with Jonathan India in the box. But at least on the bright side, there has been a couple, you know, outings of Thornton lately where he's been pretty good. So hopefully that'll be the case here. 0-1 pitch. And four-seam fastball fouls it off right down the middle by Jonathan India. Behind in the count now 0-2 from Trent Thornton. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes. And we're still looking for another dono on our dono train. 0-2 pitch. Low and at the knees with the curveball almost into the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Thornton to India. 1-2 pitch, fouled off high and away. Sweeper, 80 miles an hour there by Thornton. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Thornton on the mound, India in the box. And we're at 2:98 to go. Who's going to help? Let's go, Captain. Let's get those likes and those donos up. And India pops out to Luke Raley in foul territory. 1 away. Next up for the Royals, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. 1 for 4 with 2 Ks and an RBI, including a run as well. First pitch, big swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Trent Thornton, 0-1 count. And Bobby Witt Jr. on the 0-1 pitch, grounds out to Ben Williamson, throw to first. Got him. Got it to Luke Raley from Big Ben, 2 away. Next up is first baseman Vinny Pasquantino. Let's go, baby. First pitch, high and away from Thornton to Pasquantino with the curveball, 1-0 count. Pitch. Pasquantino grounds out to Cole Young, throw to first, and that is out number 3. So at least we got the good version of Trent Thornton. So obviously Legomina did okay, Thornton did okay, Bizzardo did okay, but Vargas pretty much lost the game for us up to this point. So hopefully we can find a way to get 2 runs here. But again, the lineup isn't that strong. Realistically, we have a chance to lose this game 3-1, but you never know. It's not over till it's over. All right, next up for the Mariners, not ideal. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 1 for 3 third baseman Ben Williamson, and batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, second baseman Cole Young. It's going to be really tough. But again, we'll find out if Dom can get on, with a base hit or a home run as my pup walks in the background here. Hi. She says, I missed you, Daddy. Yeah, I mean, Thornton has improved from the beginning of the year. It's still at this point, there are going to be times where he's going to be terrible, and then there's going to be times where he doesn't give up any runs or minimal hits and not a lot of walks or plunks. But overall, if your name is not Matt Brash, Eduard Bizardo, or Andres Munoz, I don't really got a whole lot of faith. I want to, but, faith comes with trust and consistency. And unfortunately, a majority of our bullpen, like 70%, is not trustworthy. But again, if you had better management from Dan Wilson actually trying to win this game, by putting in Brash or Bizardo or Spire and, not having Vargas pitch, maybe we're still up 1-0, or maybe the game is 1-1 and we don't give up 3 runs with Vargas, especially after Logan Evans pitched a fucking gem. The game was 1-0 when he left. 95 pitches on a 3-hitter. You're doing him dirty. And, I'll be excited when we let Vargas go, but for whatever reason, the team likes him. But I sure as hell don't. First pitch from Estevez to Canzone, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Bottom of the ninth, 3-1 Royals. 1-0 pitch. Paints the corner beautifully, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Estevez. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Not ideally the best 3 guys to have in the batting order this late, but again, it's like you need, your stars like Julio and Cal to step up. And again, we know that they're not going to be able to do it every night, but when you don't get a whole lot of production out of your 2 most talented players, it's definitely hard to win. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Estevez to Canzone. Oh, here we go. 2-2 pitch, back. See ya! Dominic Canzone, line drive to center field, and now the game is 3-2. Woo! Let's go! And just like that, it's not over till it's over. Okay? Even though Supa thought it was over for sure, now we're sitting at 3-2. Now we're only down 1. Let's see if we can make up some ground, baby. Let's go. Nice job by Dominic Canzone. And he came up huge in the biggest moment that we needed. Nice job, Dom. Huge. Let's go, baby. And now we're going to have Miles Mastrobuoni coming in for Ben Williamson. And that is a substitution that I agree with. Here we go. Nice job, Dom. We might actually be able to do this. But we're going to need Miles to get on base with the single. Here we go. And just a simple fact that we were able to get it to 3-2 in these dire circumstances, we easily could have lost 3-1 and kind of, held our heads down, after Vargas blew the lead, right? But again, this team is a bunch of fighters and we're not going to give up to the very end. And hopefully Mastrobuoni can get it done here. First pitch, high and away, and we're starting to see a little meltdown by Estevez. And again, all you need is one pitcher like Vargas that we had to have a fucking meltdown, and then we can come back. And so far, the Estevez meltdown is in play. Obviously, Canzone with a solo dinger to make it 3-2. Now we just need 1 more run. 1-0 pitch, change up, high and away, 2-0 count. I like where this is going. He can't hit the strike zone. 2-0 pitch, low and away, 3-0 count to Miles Mastrobuoni. Don't fucking swing. take the walk. There'll be a strike on the next pitch, probably right down the middle, 3-1, and then the next pitch after that will more than likely be the ball. Do not hit this or attempt to hit this to make up the ground to go 3-2. And 3-0 pitch. There it is. Strike right there. 3 balls and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. Come on, baby. And if he's just patient here, 90% of the time when the first 3 pitches are a ball, pitch number 5 will be a ball, but we'll see here. 3-1 pitch. Mastrobuoni swings. Come on, Miles. It's in play. Come on, drop, 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 drop. Yes, yes. Here we go. And Mastrobuoni singles on a line drive to right fielder John Rave, and we are fucking alive. Here we go. And that is a great substitution and a guy that probably should have started today. Nice job by Miles Mastrobuoni. Probably one of the most clutch guys that doesn't play every day. The opposite of Dylan Moore. Nice fucking job. Next up is Cole Young. Pickoff attempt at first base. Hopefully they don't get him there. We can't afford that. All right, it's 3-2 now with a runner at first and no outs, and hopefully they'll stick with Estevez even though he's having a fucking meltdown. And let's see if Cole Young can get a single or take a walk. Here we go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. And we're still looking for another dono on our dono train. 98 to go. First pitch, high and away. Should have been a ball, but called strike by the ump. 0-1 count. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2, Royals lead. Come on, Cole. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss with the changeup behind in the count now 0-2. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Royals lead. Dominic Canzone with a solo dinger 2 minutes ago to get us from 3-1 to 3-2. And now we got Cole Young in the box. Miles Mastrobuoni at first with a beautiful single to right. And we're just trying to keep this inning alive. Let's go. 1-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss. An off day for Cole Young. 1 away. Next up is J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. And then on deck will be Julio Rodriguez. An opportunity for these individuals, and then Cal will be up after that if we can get to him. Let's go. Yeah, it would have been great if we would have had someone else on base, but again, you got to hit homers. We got one with Polo, one with Dom, but they're just solo dingers, but we'll take it. First pitch to JP, big swing and a miss, high and inside, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and into the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike from Estevez to Crawford. I'm actually kind of shocked that they're sticking with Estevez here. They've already gone through a few pitchers in their pen, but he's doing kind of the same thing that Carlos Vargas did, but not to the extent just yet. 1-1 pitch, high and away, 2 balls and 1 strike from Estevez to Crawford. And again, if a guy can't hit the strike zone, you want to try to be able to, force some walks if possible. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Royals lead. Dominic Canzone with a solo dinger just a few minutes ago to get us from 3-1 to 3-2. 2-1 pitch. And that one is fouled off with the changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Come on, JP. And JP hasn't homered, since Father's Day. Walk-off homer would be beautiful, but I'm not sure if you're going to get it here from JP. Or Julio, for that matter, but you never know. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Royals lead, and the Mariners are threatening. Come on, JP. Estevez on the mound, JP in the box. Pickoff attempt at first. They're really trying to end the game here on us early. Natman in the building, what's good? Two-two pitch. 4-seam fastball fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Royals lead. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on, Mariners. 2-2 pitch. And JP, line drive to Drew Waters. Mastrobuoni, run. Yes. And there we go. Runners now at first and second with one out. Here we go. And now we're in perfect position to win this game with Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Let's go. Epic meltdown by Estevez, just like Vargas. And it's nice to be able to see someone else have a fucking meltdown. Next up, 0 for 3. With 3 Ks and a stolen bag and a walk, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. And they have a mound visit. Runners at first and second with one out. Come on, Julio. No flies out, no ground outs, no double plays, no strikeouts looking, no strikeouts swinging. You know, even just getting a single would be great. You know, and then we have Cal Raleigh up with bases loaded. If we're really lucky, obviously we get a 3-run jack, we win the game, obviously 5-3. Or even if he gets an RBI single or an RBI double, RBI single would tie it, RBI double would win it. So hopefully we can get something out of Julio here, and then after him will be Cal Raleigh. So it all is playing into our hands here if we can just get our 2 most athletic players based off potential to get the job done. Julio up now and Cal Raleigh on deck. Let's go Mariners. Trident's up. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet? Please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. And we're at 2 on the dono train, 98 to go. That's a little bit below average, but hopefully we'll get a couple people to show some love before the stream ends. First pitch, and that's a strike right down the middle to Julio Rodriguez, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle, and again, Julio in an 0-2 count. And that's something that's a little unfortunate. I don't think I've ever seen a player get more 0-2 counts in MLB history in his first 4 years than Julio, but hopefully he'll find a way to grind this out. 0-2 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Estevez to Julio. And I can't believe that they still have Estevez in there. It's like when we had Vargas in there and they just kept him in. It was 1-0 and then it turned into 3-1. And Estevez is having a fucking meltdown. And I love it. 1-2 pitch, high and inside, misses the plate by like 5 feet. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Now, again, this is a moment where you can be a hero, but hopefully we can find a way. Wild pitch, Estevez, Mastrobuoni, run! Yes, here we go. Mastrobuoni to third, JP to second. There we go. And we're very familiar with wild pitches. Last time we had one, Gabe Spire threw a wild pitch and it scored a runner from third. And now we have runners at second and third with 1 out. Come on, Julio. Play within yourself. And if it's not there, don't swing. Pickoff attempt at third. They're really trying to end this game on us as soon as possible. And Estevez is having a fucking meltdown, and I love it. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Royals. We had a 1-0 lead and a 3-hitter with Logan Evans. Then they brought in Legumina, who did okay, but Vargas gave up 3 runs, and then we were down 3-1 after being up 1-0. Bizzardo came in, Thornton came in, and we'll see what we get here. 3-2 pitch, and Julio called out on strikes, 2 away. Brutal. All right, here we go. Last batter, potentially. Julio couldn't be the hero, but maybe this guy will be. All we need is an RBI single, and we tie it up. RBI double wins the game, and a home run wins the game. Let's go, Big Dumper. Estevez on the mound, and Cal Raleigh in the box, and then we have a mound visit. Cal is 0 for 4 today, which is rare. Let's make it 1 for 5, and all is forgiven. We got almost 200 people in the room. Let's get these likes up on the channel. We should be able to easily hit 100. Let's go. Oh, baby. Runners at second and third. Estevez having a meltdown, and we got our best player, starting catcher for the American League, Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. But unfortunately, the last 2 games, he's been 0 for 4. And that was in game 1. 0 for 4 with Julio, 0 for 4 for Cal. Yesterday, he didn't play, and somehow we won. And then, we'll see where it goes here. And obviously, with 1 swing, we know Cal can win this game for us. First pitch. And just behind that ball, fouled off with the slider, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. We got 200 people in the room. Let's go, Captain. Bottom of the ninth, 3-2 Royals. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Cal Raleigh, big dumper in the box. Estevez on the mound having a fucking meltdown. And Raleigh grounds out to second baseman Jonathan India, first baseman to Vinny Pasquantino, and that is the game. Fuck! And just like that, we lost. Brutal. And again, it's not going to be often that Cal's going to go 0 for 5, but unfortunately, Julio and Cal cannot come up big. Dom did his job, and we ended up getting it to 3-2, but, you know, again, if we would have just had anybody but Vargas pitch in the pen, I think we win this game. But again, we got a 3-game set starting tomorrow on the 4th of July. And again, we have Skeens and Kirby on Sunday, so we'll see where it goes there. But I will not be streaming tomorrow because I will be in Seattle for the game, you know, and I'm going to hopefully get a foul ball from Cal Raleigh. I got really good seats about 15 rows back, right behind the Mariner dugout, right in that, you know, seat number 1 right on the aisle. So I'll be able to run up 5 rows up and 5 rows back, and I'll end up posting a couple photos on socials, and hopefully we'll end up getting the victory. And then I will be live for the Mariners and Pirates games 2 and 3 on Saturday and Sunday. But I hope everyone has a fantastic 4th of July. Be safe out there, you know, with the fireworks and the drinking, making sure everyone has good food and good drinks in their belly, and as well as having good visuals with the fireworks. And hope everyone has a great 4th. Hopefully we get the victory tomorrow. Final score, Royals 3, Mariners 2. We split the series 2-2, and hopefully we can win 2 out of 3 against the Pirates, or potentially sweep, but it will be tough with Skeens on the mound in game number 3 against Kirby, but you never know. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much, and hopefully we'll be able to get back on track against the Pirates tomorrow. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Appreciate you, Captain, helping out with the likes, as well as Cole. Love you guys, and I appreciate you. Final score, Royals 3, Mariners 2. Happy early 4th of July. Enjoy it. And again, I'll be live at the game tomorrow, and then we'll be back live here on the channel on Saturday and Sunday. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I am out. Tridents up. Happy 4th of July. Go Mariners.